We have breaking news as we come on the air tonight. The Bills and Bengals game tonight on WSB TV Channel 2 was canceled after Bills safety Damar Hamlin passed out on the field.
Medical staff had to give him CPR on the field. We have the latest from reaction on the field to how he's doing to a medical expert walking us through what we saw.
We're going to get to that breaking news in our live Team 2 coverage in just a minute because it's taken all of us by such surprise tonight. First, though, we do have a severe weather threat for the metro on the way. We want to talk about that. Want to make sure you know. So glad you're here. I'm George Estevez.
And I'm Karen Greer in for Wendy Corona. There is the possibility of severe storms moving in tomorrow. As we track the rain, make sure to download the free Severe Weather Team 2 app. You can see just where the rain is going to hit and when our live storm track 2 HD radar where it is.
Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz right now. Brad, what do we know?
Right now, we've got just isolated showers mainly over far north Georgia, dry in the metro area. So muggy and humid, already some fog out there. Fog will impact the morning commute. Showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon commute. Here it is, strong and severe storms over parts of Arkansas and Louisiana. Now the red on the map, that's an active tornado watch that's currently in effect. This system's headed to the east, and that's what's going to come through and impact us tomorrow. With heavy rain, that threat is high and could be some localized flooding with that. Strong, damaging wind gust, a possibility to give that a moderate risk. And then there is a chance, although low, there is a threat for some isolated brief tornadoes with this system that comes through. We're actually going to see this come through in two waves. One tomorrow afternoon and evening, and then another into early on Wednesday. And I'll take you through that forecast hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes.
And we'll check back in, Brad. Thank you. Meanwhile, back to that breaking news concerning Buffalo Bills football player Damar Hamlin. He collapsed right here on this field earlier tonight after a play. The game was between the Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals. An ambulance took Hamlin off that field after minutes of CPR. Channel 2's Candace McCowan joins us now in the studio to start our live Team 2 coverage. And Candace, in the last 30 minutes, you talked with the former Bengals player and a UGA standout who was watching this game.
To that former player, but you could hear even in the commentators speaking through tears tonight that all they were saying is that they had never seen anything like this before. You could see the emotion of the players on their faces, just pure shock. Now, players from both teams are brought to their knees this evening with the Bills surrounding emergency crews as they worked on 24-year-old Damar Hamlin. This happened at 8:55 this evening during that Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals Monday Night Football game here on ABC. Hamlin was hit, he got up and then collapsed on the field. CPR was administered for around 9 minutes while the game was temporarily suspended, and he was taken at 9:25 to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center where he is in critical condition, and the game, it was officially postponed at 10:01. Tonight we spoke to that former Georgia Bulldog, former NFL player who once played for the Cincinnati Bengals, Garrison Hurst, who like so many was watching in horror as this unfolded tonight.
First thing I thought was, Lord, somebody please call his mom, because I've been hurt before, and the first thing you think about is parents in the stands and how she's not getting information that they have on the sideline. You can only imagine how she felt. But then you get to a point where you're scared. When you see a teammate go down, that is your family going down. I've never seen anybody stand up as if he's fine and totally collapse. No, I have not. That was scary to see.
The NFL sending out a statement today saying in part that our thoughts are with Damar and the Buffalo Bills. We will provide more information as it becomes available. The NFL has been in constant communication with the NFL Players Association, which is in agreement with postponing that game this evening. Now, there is video on social media of Damar Hamlin going up to greet his family before every game that they are there. He is certainly a family man, and everyone from New York Governor Kathy Hochul to players from current and former, they are praying for Hamlin and his family tonight. Karen?
And let me say the seriousness of this hit, we are not showing that video here tonight. There is reaction pouring in on Twitter about Damar Hamlin. J.J. Watt tweeting, the game is not important. Damar Hamlin's life is important. Please be okay, please. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson tweeted, prayers, bruh. And Atlanta Falcons football player Cordell Patterson wrote, pray for number 3, please.
We continue our live Team 2 coverage now with what could have happened on that field. Just half an hour ago, I spoke with one of our medical experts, Dr. Jane Morgan.
Dr. Morgan, you know, we talk to you all the time about so many things, but this is so unexpected. You're a cardiologist. From the video you saw, which we're not playing, what do you think happened?
And so it's one of a number of things. When we see young, healthy players and people who have this sudden drop, sometimes we think about malignant rhythms of the heart. So a type of rhythm sometimes can be called ventricular fibrillation that can give you that sudden drop. It's a neurologic problem with the heart. It also, obviously, less commonly could be a heart attack, but we need to make sure that we take a look at that. He also could have some sudden blood clot in his lungs to cause that type of sudden collapse.
At this point, we're talking about it. You have, decades of experience, obviously, but could the hit have triggered something?
That's always a possibility. You could have an aortic tear or a dissection in your aorta. He's pretty well padded, so we would have to wait and see. It looks as if they did CPR for quite a long period of time, which is good. We absolutely want people to receive CPR really until trained medical personnel arrive or until you get a pulse. And so we'll wait to see what happens with his status in the hospital.
Dr. Jane Morgan, thank you for coming on tonight and clearing up for people who saw this on our air. Thank you. You're an executive director at PBA. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Again, that game postponed so far. Channel 2 will have the latest on the story. Stay on top of it, to bring you the very latest overnight developments concerning Damar Hamlin's condition. We're also waiting on a news conference tonight. If that happens, we'll turn around any new information. We'll have continuing coverage on WSBTV.com and Channel 2 Action News this morning, starting at 4:30 in the morning.
Now to that other breaking news we've been following happening right in Buckhead. Fire crews are on the scene of a fire on Lakemore Drive. Atlanta Fire tells us one person is dead. Channel 2's Larry Spruill's there now live. And Larry, what do we know about this fire and the person perhaps who was killed in it?
Well, Karen, we can confirm at this very hour that one woman was found dead inside of her townhome right here. Let me step out of the way so you can see the scene out here right now, where firefighters were focusing on that far right townhome area earlier tonight where that fire started. They were told that as soon as they arrived, the entire complex, the entire building was engulfed in flames, and they did find a woman on the second floor. They could not get her out in time because once they got here, the fire was completely covered that building tonight. Now, we are told that right now there was a delay trying to get into the building because there were burglar bars on the door, so they had trouble at first trying to get inside. But once again, they said it was just simply too late once they got inside and saw that person inside that building. So once again, we can confirm that one woman was found dead inside of her townhome here. Firefighter investigators are still trying to investigate what happened at this very hour. We're live tonight. Larry Spruill, WSB Tonight.
And if you get any more information, Larry, I'm sure you'll bring it to us tonight live. Thank you so much.
Atlanta police say celebratory gunfire sent 3 people to the hospital over the weekend. 2 of the victims struck by gunfire within a block of underground Atlanta minutes after the peach drop. Channel
2's Candace McCowan, once again, more on the victims. She spoke with a man who was at the peach drop.
It was a triumphant return for the peach drop after a 4-year hiatus, with thousands packing in underground Atlanta. Lyndon Winchester hosted friends and watched from the rooftop of his nearby building.
Just to have it back, to give Atlanta something else to do, during New Year's Eve, that was pretty exciting.
But APD reports the night ended with at least 2 people reporting they were struck by bullets right near the peach drop. One, a 17-year-old who was grazed around 12:20. A second victim struck by a bullet on Alabama Street around 12:45. Investigators believe both were the victims of celebratory gunfire. As revelers enjoyed performances, APD was on hand with heavy physical, video, drone, and aerial surveillance with their helicopter unit in the area. But it didn't deter celebratory gunfire after midnight.
By that time, the actual ball drop, peach drop was already finished. So I thought it was just some fireworks, somebody in the city just letting off some fireworks, or maybe a car passing by.
While one victim was grazed, it's not clear where the second victim was shot. Both were reported to be in stable condition. For Lyndon, the question is now, what will it take to keep guns away from what is a family event?
It's unfortunate when events happen, but I don't think that you can, ultimately just, stop, anything from happening.
And that was Candace McCowan reporting. No arrests have been made. Atlanta police telling us that investigations into both those shootings are still active and ongoing, and they cannot confirm if they are related.
Thunderstorms to our west tonight will impact us tomorrow. The weather on the way for us will be stormy in 2 waves, and I'll take you through that timeline and what our local threats and impacts will be coming up.
Federal rental assistance programs are running out of money, creating a bigger problem for thousands of families. But local nonprofits are stepping in to help people keep a roof over their heads.